Hallo julle, my naam is Suzaane en dit is 'n ongelooflike voorreg om vanaand by julle te staan. Ek gaan so 'n bietjie Afrikaans en Engels so deurmekaar want ek het gehoor hier's baie Engelssprekende mense hierso. So ek gaan as ek met die Engels vashak, dan sal ek maar so 'n bietjie hier links en 'n bietjie regs hulp vra. Okay. When I was 3 years old, my mom and my dad got divorced. My mom was married for 6 times. Okay. And she divorced 6 times. Okay. During that time, at the age of 10 years old, we had a nana, a gorky. And she stayed with us. Okay. At the age of 10, I was raped. Okay. My mother didn't believe anything when I told her that I was raped. Gorky took the clothes and she took it to my mother and she showed my mother the blood that was in my clothes. Okay. At that time, I phoned my father and I asked him if I could go and live with him. And he said to me, "There's no place in my home for you." Okay. Now, at that age, I was very confused because I felt that I did something wrong. Why doesn't my father want me? Why didn't my mother believe me? And why did I get raped? In that same time, my mother got married again. That man drank a lot. He was an ex-policeman. He was from the apartheid era, and he was very rough with everybody. One time, he hit me and he left me to lie in the street, and the police came and they carried me home. I know what it felt like to stand with a pistol against your head because he wanted to shoot me one evening. In that same time, everything was very difficult for me. I had no relationship with my father. It was always, whenever I cried for help, he said to me that I must go to my mother, I must speak to my mother, and she was also never there for us. I took care of my brother, he's 4 years younger than me. After my matric year, I met my husband, and he was sort of my reason to get out of the house. And we moved to Uppington, where I got pregnant. And our marriage didn't start on the right foot. We started a marriage with a child, and instead of starting a marriage with God. And in that, it was a couple of years, I think my second son was about 3 or 4 years old. We thought that it would be nice to bring some life back into our marriage, and we started with porn. We started on pornography. We watched pornography on the internet. We started with chat groups. We talked to people all over the world. We also had a camera, so whatever we were doing, they were seeing. And whatever they did, we saw. And because of all that terrible stuff that we were doing, our children were constantly sick. Our financials, we were in a financial bad spot. Our business was a mess. Our marriage was a mess. The children were sick. We had no relationship with God whatsoever. The pornography wasn't enough for me, and I started to look around, and I had an affair for almost 2 years. And during that time, our business hit rock bottom, and we were on the point to lose everything that we had. And I went to Yaku and I said to him, I told him about the affair that we had, or that I had, and I also told him that there's no way that we can go ahead like we do. We need to make a change. Either we both give 100% or we need to get a divorce. So my mother-in-law, she stepped in. She took the boys, and the boys lived with her for two and a half years. And me and Yaku, we went for counseling. And in the time of the counseling, there was a lot of stuff that came out that showed him, or that he understood better why I acted on certain stuff. And we got to know each other again from the start. Today it's 8 years ago that both of us gave our hearts to the Lord. And as we stand here today, we have no debt, we have a house, we have sheep and pigs, and we have 2 grown boys, and we don't have any money in the bank, but we are the richest people on this earth because so today I want to encourage you. Mom, if your girl comes to you and she has a problem, don't just shove her away. Listen to her. Dad, you are the responsible one in the house. You are the one that must take care of your girls and your boys and your wife. You are not the dictator in the house. Although you might be the head of the house, but your wife will be the neck of the house. So I want to plead with you. Take care of your children. As I don't want to blame my mother and my father for everything that happened to me, but a lot of the stuff that happened to me was because they were not present in my life and in my brother's life. So please take care of your children. Pray for your children every day. Give your children to God, and you will see. And as they might be a few months old or a year or 2, you can start pray for their husbands and their wives in the future, so that they can get a godly husband and a godly wife. Thank you.
Baie dankie dat jy gekyk het na hierdie video op SoftTube. Subscribe asseblief hieronder. Daar's so 'n knoppietjie wat sê subscribe, is in so 'n rooi boksie. Druk hom. Hy's daaronder, druk hom. Subscribe en dan kan jy meer video's kry vir geestelike verryking en geestelike boodskappe van almal hier by School of Fire.